Hello everyone and welcome to the Cricket Castaway. You're watching IPL Qualifier 2 review with Nishant and Divyansh, and it was it was kind of a one-sided game in the end, but yeah, we'll discuss about all of the match in this episode. So, hi Divyansh, how are you and how are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Pretty disappointed with the performance from Rajasthan Royals. There was a part of the toss was also crucial, but the decision taken to bowl first backfired, and that played a major part in the result of this game. But yeah, Rajasthan should have done better uh, to chase this target, and they had the capability. Yashasvi Jaiswal was going good at one time. It's looked like to me that there was a lack of temperament or lack of patience shown from the batting order, and everybody was in a hurry to just score boundaries and not rotate the strike or just keep the momentum up to take this deep. Those qualities were not there at display, and as always, Yashasvi threw his wicket after getting a very good start, and that's where the downfall started. So yeah, pretty disappointed in how in the way they chased it. And but yeah, overall a good game of cricket. I'm always happy when there is not a uh, 250 score and just one-sided batting domination from either of the sides. So it was good to see that fighting total was posted by SRH, and the bowlers came to the foreground on this. And yeah, so overall, a good game of cricket, but disappointed with what how Rajasthan approached this chase.
Yeah, yeah, certainly. I think we'll start with Sunrisers because they batted first, and it was a good game from their point of view. I think they obviously they got the start that they wanted with so not Abhishek Sharma did very good in the first few balls and then went out to Trent Bolt, but after that, Rahul Tripathi and Travis Head, I think, played really well. And both Rahul Tripathi and Travis Head got out to similar shots, trying to uppercut a slower bouncer. But specifically Rahul Tripathi, I would like to bring him up here straight off the bat because. It looked like in this game, Travis Head knew that it was his responsibility to get his team to a big target. And so he was playing like that. He wasn't playing as freely as we used to seeing him play. It was probably playing in his mind that he needed to bat and bat long in today's game. But from the other end, Rahul Tripathi just took all the pressure away from him. He was in sublime form and batted really, really well at a strike rate of 247, which was good to see because as Rahul Tripathi has come back to this Hyderabad side, he has given them that stability in the number three spot and looked in very good touch. What do you think about his start, first of all?
Yeah, it's a great comeback for Rahul Tripathi because start of the season was not very good for him, and he was not in the playing 11 in the middle run of the tournament. But yeah, once he came back, he justified his position from the first match. So the past three matches that he has played, there are 250s and this quick fire. Uh, so there is one almost a 50, then there is 50 in last match, and this quick fire 30 odd runs that he made all came at a very good strike rate, and that's what was required for SRH to sustain in the match if their opening pair fails, and uh, it should not stem the flow of runs moving forward in the innings. So that's what Rahul Tripathi did very well. He never let the momentum, the tempo of the innings go down after Travis Head or Abhishek Sharma got out. So that's how important Rahul Tripathi's role has been. And I think he can be a key player going in the finals as well, because he does not get impacted by the situations around him. Like even if Travis had gone for a duck, and he comes up very early, even then he keeps playing on his shots, and he has a very positive uh, uh, frame of mindset, and he plays attacking cricket even if the wickets have gone down very cheaply. So that helps the side to keep up the momentum and does not lose the direction like Rajasthan did in the chase. So that's the key factor that's keeping SRH in the hunt, uh, with the help of Rahul Tripathi. And SRH has done well to keep giving him chances, because the first comeback match of Rahul Tripathi it was not much of a consequence to SRH. They were already qualified anyways, but they took a punt on him, and he gave the results, and they persisted with him. And so recognizing that this can be a key player going on in the knockouts is a great job done from SRH management.
Yeah, I think we have seen the SRH approach throughout this IPL. One thing they have been consistent about is they never lose their attacking intent and aggressive intent, no matter how many wickets are falling around them. So even Patty Cummins said at the toss when asked that will he, because it's a knockout game now and it's just one step away from the final, will they try to be a bit more cautious, or will they follow the same approach? And Pat Cummins, right off the bat, said no. We are an aggressive side, and we'll keep playing aggressive cricket. And sometimes it comes off, sometimes it doesn't. That's just life, I guess. But and they stayed true to their philosophy. And even if you see, even in the first 10 overs or so, throughout the game itself for Hyderabad, the wickets did keep falling at regular intervals for them, but they never really looked like their run rate was going down. In the first 10 over, it was around 11 and a half, and then by the time the innings ended, it was 9.5 or so. So that's only because Henrik Klassen kept losing partners on the other side. But and because there was no other batsman after Heinrich Klassen, so he did play a very mature innings, I would say. Though his strike rate was still around 170, but a very mature inning from him, taking his side to a respectable score. So let's talk about Travis Head's innings and Heinrich Klassen's innings.
Yeah, so Travis had, I think he realized pretty early that this is not the kind of wicket that he can just go bang, bang, bang from the first ball itself. He played out Trent Bolt very cautiously, and he only targeted the loose balls in the power play. And then gradually he started to pick his shots. Once he thought, he was convinced that he has got a hang of the wicket. Still he was pretty cautious, and we can see Travis had playing with a strike rate of 120 odd is not a normal scenario. So he understood the wicket very well, that this is not the wicket where we you can go 200 plus straight away, or maybe even throughout the innings. So the same thing is with Klassen. So although he only dealt in boundaries. He struck four sixes, but his strike rate was close to 150 overall. So that shows that the wicket was quite tricky. It was assisting spinners, as well as there was bounce for the pacers. So it was not very easy to just hit it out of the park whenever you feel like. So that's the thing, and I think Rajasthan made a mistake in understanding the nature of this wicket. They could have planned this chase in a better way, but yeah, a brilliant inning, brilliant anchor knock from Heinrich Klaassen, and he finally came good
Yeah.
for SRH at the time that it was required the most. So a brilliant knock from Heinrich Klaassen, and it took a gem of a delivery from someone like Sandeep Sharma to dismiss him. Otherwise, this target could have gone to 190 as well.
Yeah, yeah. I think, as you rightly said, Travis had, I think, was taking a bit too much pressure on him to make good, and probably he was thinking exactly the same thing, right? Which we have talked about throughout the season, the Joss Butler kind of innings where you start a bit slowly, but you know that you have the capability to uh, pick up your run rate anytime that you want. You just have that much self belief, but it's not the way that Travis Head usually plays. And though obviously, if he wouldn't have gotten out, probably he would have picked up his strike rate because he had at that point of time started hitting a few consistent boundaries. But again, that slower bouncer which took Abhishek Tripathi's wicket, also Rahul Tripathi's wicket, also took Travis Head out in the similar fashion. But then the way Klaassen showed maturity in his game, I mean, it was commendable. There was a time when I was watching the game and I couldn't believe that Klaassen is 20 runs off of 18 balls. And and it looked at that point of time that probably Hyderabad are stuck, and Klaassen is feeling like he's running out of partners, and he's probably trying to play a Dhoni kind of a knock where he hits in the final few overs. But he started hitting in the 16th over itself, and then reached to his 50 in an over and a half after he had scored 20 runs, which was a good sign. And when on the 18th over, we really thought that now he's gonna go and launch himself and make this total cross 200. That's when Sandeep Sharma came and bowled that gem of a slower Yorker and got Klaassen's wicket. But I think it also showed Hyderabad the way to bowl on this surface because
Yes.
Rajasthan were very successful. Rajasthan's pacers were very successful with their slower deliveries. Most of them were bowling their slower deliveries. Sandeep Sharma was so successful in trapping both Klaassen and Travis Head with his slower balls, and it showed that the pitch probably, though it had a bit of bounce in it, but it wasn't really coming onto the bat when you were bowling a slower one. It was gripping in the pitch, and that showed Hyderabad the way their bowlers. Obviously, Pat Cummins would have been sitting inside in the dugout and watching the proceedings, and he knew straight away that this is not the pitch where you'll just bowl seam ups and hit the deck and you'll get wickets. You need to bowl a lot more slower deliveries in this one. But again, I think when we move to Rajasthan, we'll talk about them as well. But deciding factor at the innings break was that the expected dew, which was supposed to fall heavily, just didn't come, and that meant the flip of the coin for Samson, though he won the toss. And I thought at that point of time took the right call in bowling first. It just turned the decision turned on its head when the dew never came. So the pitch became a lot slower. It became rough. So a lot of Sunrisers' spinners came into the game, and we saw what we saw after that.
Yeah, definitely. The guys like Abhishek Sharma, who are only part-time bowlers, were also getting the purchase out of the wicket, like somebody like Kuldeep Yadav. So that's the stage at which the pitch had reached after almost 25 to 30 overs of play. So the pitch never got better to play as it was expected because of the due factor coming in after the power play. So that's where the calculations went wrong from Rajasthan side, because I know that they were looking pretty satisfied with the way they restricted Hyderabad to 175, and they thought this is a very similar target that they chased against RCB. They just needed some help from the due factor, and that's where they miscalculated, and it became very tough after that to chase that down, even though they were in the hunt when Yashasvi and Sanju Samson were playing and they were going good. They just had to keep calm, and they should have taken that pretty deep, like at least till 15th over they should have maintained an run rate of 7, or near about 7.5, and then they could have taken their chances in the last 5 overs once they had wicket in hands, and they had hitters like Shimran Hetmeyer, Roman Pal, and even Dhruv Jurel. So that could have been a better strategy. But yeah, it was not meant to be. So that's what we ended up with.
Yeah. I think right at the start, so Sunrisers had brought in Jaidev Unatkad in the team, and they also in the last game played the overseas Sri Lankan spinner, but left him out in this one and brought back Aiden Markram. So when the match started with their batting lineup, as we call it, with the impact sub rule these days, so he had five fast bowlers in the lineup, and so even I think even Patty and everyone was expecting there to be a lot of dew and spinners to not come into the picture. But as an impact sub rule in the 18th over, when Patty saw a lot of wickets falling down, he substituted Travis Head and brought in Shahbaz Ahmed, probably because of his hitting capabilities as well. But otherwise, I thought he would bring in another seamer, but he brought, I think, Shahbaz Ahmed specifically because of his hitting ability. But then when the dew didn't fall, I think it just showed the variety of SRH's attack because they had a lot of overs of their seamers left. So Bhuvi had overs left, Patty had overs left, Natarajan has overs left, Unatkad as well had overs left, and it was Shahbaz and Abhishek Sharma, whom we haven't seen bowl much throughout this tournament. I think we saw an over, single over, or maybe 2 or 3 overs of him in the entire tournament. But when they needed those spinners, because they realized that the ball is gripping and turning, their spinners, even though part timers, they came to the fore and mopped Rajasthan up, which just shows the depth of their playing squad.
Yeah, definitely. So it was a blessing in disguise due to the quick fall of wickets in the Hyderabad innings. Pat Cummins had to substitute Shabazz Ahmed, and then once the bowling started, he proved out to be the most influential, most impactful player uh, in their bowling lineup, and that was the key difference as well. Although it
Yeah,
was a bit assisted by the conditions, but that was the key difference between both the teams. Like if we look at Ashwin and Yuzi, collectively they gave 77 runs in 8 overs, and nothing to show for in the wickets column. Whereas if we see Shabazz and Abhishek Sharma bowled their full quota of 4 overs, and collectively they picked up 5 wickets, 8 overs, 47 runs, 5 wickets. So that's where the difference
yeah.
came in if we compare both the innings. So for one team, the famous spin twin didn't fire, or didn't were not able to get that purchase out of the wicket, or were not able to use the conditions to their advantage. Whereas Hyderabad did the bang opposite thing, and they broke the back of the chase, Rajasthan Royals chase, with their spin attack.
Yeah, yeah. So moving on to Rajasthan now specifically, I thought they started really cautiously with Kolar Cadmore. I think that. didn't send the right message, and straight away the team was under pressure when a guy is taking 20, 21 odd balls to score 16 or so runs. I mean, uh, straight away you've eaten up a quarter of the deliveries of the entire match, and you not have you don't have enough runs to show for it, which I thought was really strange, because any which way I don't think even Cadmore believes that he's going to be retained by Rajasthan in the mega auction. This was his last outing in the IPL from all intents and purposes. And if he would have taken up the aggressive route and probably scored a few runs, who knows? Maybe a team would have taken a punt on him in the mega auction. But he just looked so circumspect, and then lost his wicket, which meant that right from the word go, right from the power play, Rajasthan were under pressure.
Yeah, definitely. In chases like these, a good start is always required. So you have to have a good enough power play to keep the chase on track for these kind of tricky totals, and also especially on this kind of a wicket where the it wicket kept uh, transferring to the slower side by every over. So that was a very crucial juncture for the Rajasthan innings, and Cadmore was just not firing, and it was there to see since he started playing like in this tournament. So the last three matches, his last all of his last outings for Rajasthan Royals were scratchy. He was not able to find rhythm. He was underconfident, and that translates from his previous outings at the Big Bash and the other leagues all around the world as well. So he was not among runs in any of the previous leagues that he played. So Rajasthan Royals have not done their homework very well. They could have taken a chance on someone else after the last eliminator match against RCB. They should have uh, they should have given a thought on this opening combination of theirs, that Cadmore is not firing. He is not in a very good nick. He is underconfident. He does not have the gameplay to
Yeah,
keep up with the quality of SRH or even RCB's bowling attack.
yeah,
So they should have given a thought on this, and they should have
yeah,
at least, they might have given a chance to Dhruv Jurel or someone from there, or even a Donovan Ferreira. I think could have done better than this, because
yeah,
at least he has clarity about his game, and he can just
yeah.
go all out from the word go. So
Yeah, I
that's where
think
it went wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a strange decision to not keep a substitute replacement opener in your squad. So, though Devdutt Padikkal hasn't had a great season himself this year in IPL, but he was their substitute opener in place of Josh Butler, and I'm pretty sure that if and when Josh Butler left this season, if Devdutt Padikkal was in the side, he would have come straight into the opening slot, and probably the things would have been different. But if they knew that they were letting Devdutt Padikkal go, I thought it's criminal not to keep a substitute opener in the likes. And as you rightly pointed out, I mean, a Dhruv Jurel would have, if given a chance, probably would have done a better job in a situation like this to open the innings. He was for me, he was the only shining light in this Rajasthan's innings, and he could have and should have certainly come up in the batting order, and then you can probably have Ravman Powell and Chevron Hedmeyer and Donovan Ferreira at the end. So you don't compromise with your batting lineup, but at least you get that aggressive start right at the end, which keeps you in the game, gives the players in the dugout some morale boost, and puts you on the track to achieve that total, which I think Cadmore really failed in a very crucial game. So this was their biggest game of the season. Uh, Another thing which I've been noticing and which you also pointed out yesterday to me was, I mean, Yashasvi Jaiswal from the last two matches, he looks like he's getting tired just after playing 25, 30 balls, which is very strange.
Yeah, definitely there is a huge concerns, and when uh, guys like Travis Head and guys like Klassen, who are not from this country, and even they are kind of surviving and playing longer innings than him. So it was just very strange. Like he has played most of his life in Mumbai, which is a very humid kind of a location. So he should be used to these kind of situations. He is like the major factor of him throwing his wicket away was dehydration, fatigue, cramps. He's getting cramps. So it was a bit strange for me that a 22-year-old guy who is at the peak of his energy levels, and who has demonstrated his ability by playing long innings in test matches in the sweltering heat, and have struck double hundreds in matches in day games. How he is not able to cope up, like he just played 20 balls in this innings, and he was looking like his body has already given up, so he was just throwing his bat around in search of some additional runs, but his body had already given up. Similar to the game in against RCB, he was playing at 45, and he played that nothing shot because his body didn't have enough to manufacture any other shots, like stepping up to the bowler or giving himself room, playing inside out or a reverse sweep. Nothing. He just was trying to scoop that over the keeper's head, sitting ducks there. So yeah, it clearly showed that he did not have enough energy to carry on that innings. So it got covered up in the last match because Rajasthan won somehow, but it got exposed right away in the Chepauk
Yeah,
Stadium. So,
yeah,
and this stadium was the Chennai was not as hot as Ahmedabad was. So that becomes more shocking that he's not able to. His recovery times are pretty slow, and he's not able to cope up with the uh, demands of the league. So yeah, he has to work hard on his fitness levels. Otherwise, this would not mm, come out well in the T20 World
yeah.
Cup campaign as well.
Yeah, I think because it's similar to these temperatures, you're gonna find the same temperatures in Caribbean. I don't think Yashasvi right now finds himself in the starting 11, but it's a sport. Who knows? You get an injury here and there to a key player, and
Yeah,
suddenly you're in the starting lineup. So obviously, and he is the future of Indian cricket along with Shubman Gill. So he will have a long career. But yeah, I think this is something that his physios and his trainers also keep to have to not take a serious look at this, because as you rightly said, it's pretty strange, because it's not just that he has played a one day game with 30 overs under his belt. It was 25 odd balls. So he stayed on the pitch for around 40-45 minutes batting, and an hour and a half or 2 hours of fielding, which shouldn't cramp you up and make you look like you're struggling so hard in this situation. As you rightly said, Travis had and Klassen. You saw a shot of Klassen during a drinks break where his helmet was just
yeah,
pouring water, and
right.
he scored a longer inning. He played longer than Yashasvi, and scored a 50 and took his side. And even in yesterday's game against RCB, when Ashwin was asked about Yashasvi's innings, Ashwin said that he needs to bat longer and take his side home, which obviously Yashasvi wanted to do it, but it looked like he just couldn't, which is a bit unreal to see, to be honest.
Yeah, I
But
think the
yeah,
support staff needs to work with him to build a more sustainable, maybe nutrition protocols or the exercise regime for him, so that he can develop this ability to play longer and sustain in harsh conditions. Because if you look at Henrik Klassen, he kept the entire 20 overs after playing a knock of 50 runs. So that shows this is the level of fitness that is required. And there is a huge difference in the age as well between Heinrich Klassen and Yashasvi. So Yashasvi is at the start of his career, so he has a long way to go.
yeah, yeah. But again, Yashasvi did score runs enough for his contribution. Let's say not every game you're gonna get a 70 or an 80. So I think it was the others around him who just didn't turn up. So in the opening first three batters, it was Yashasvi, and then down the line it was Dhruv Jurel who tried really hard to fight back and show some spirit for Rajasthan. But by that time, the game was just too far gone, and Rihan Parag, Sanju Samson, Shamron Hetmeyer, and Ravman Powell all never turned up, and it looked like the game was just too big for them because in the middle innings break, I thought that the score was good, but I still thought it wasn't 10 or 15 runs over par. I think it was an easily gettable total if Sanju and Riyan Parag would have batted sensibly. They just didn't.
Yeah, it was the onus was more on the Indian guys during this chase, because these kind of conditions you don't get to see much outside of India, outside of the Indian subcontinent. So I think Riyan and Sanju should have carried on and should have played sensible cricket to keep the run rate, asking run rate in check, as well as keep rotating the strike. So that they could have a realistic chance of chasing it down in the last 5 to 7 overs. So they just couldn't keep uh, the patience levels while Abhishek Sharma and Shabaz were bowling. They could have rotated the strike. Like this is the template to win in Chepauk. CSK has done it time and again
Yeah.
since the last 15 years. So they had the historical examples of how to play at a classic Chennai pitch, and they didn't capitalize on that. They could have taken this game deep, even if they
Yeah.
took, if they maintained 6 runs per overs by taking singles in every over. They could have taken their side home by attacking
Yeah.
at the end.
Yeah, I think again it's Sanju Samsung and Riyan Parag. They're so good as batters who can bat against spin. We have seen throughout this season, Sanju Samson is just supreme against spinner, and
Yes.
he takes every spinners to the clingers. And though in this wicket the ball was just turning a tad bit much, but these were not Ashwin and Kuldeep Yadav you were facing. This wasn't. Uh, a great spinning lineup. These are ultimately part-time spinners, and
Yes.
though they got the wickets, it was more that Rajasthan threw their wickets away to these spinners rather than them bowling the best spells of their lives.
Yeah, they could have employed some innovative shots, maybe a late cut, a reverse sweep. Those kind of shots they could have employed to negate the spin advantage that SRH were getting. But
Yeah,
it was not to see. They were just trying to look for room at the offside and hit a cover drive, hit an inside out, and
Yeah,
it's not like you cannot play those extravagant shots on every wicket. So you have to
yeah.
play according to the situations, and that's where they faltered big time.
I think what we saw today was classic scoreboard pressure when you actually have a do or a die game. So when the scoreboard pressure starts to build up, and suddenly you find yourself in a cold run like the Chepauk Stadium, uh, the world just starts downing on you, and you realize this is gonna be tough, and then your nerves start picking up, which I didn't expect would happen to Sanju because he's normally such a calm and chill guy. I didn't think that he would let the pressure bother him. So Riyan Parag is he has had his breakout season this year, but before that he was nothing in an IPL circuit. But Sanju Samson has been doing it year in year out, and this was the game where he needed to step up and do what Dhruv Jural did in the end. We have seen the temperament of this kid. He's just so good. But his innings in the end just went down the drain because the others had left it too late.
Yeah, definitely. So they would have a lot of things to ponder about once they get over from the shock of this defeat. But yeah, a lot of lessons to be learned, and this is the second time that they have faltered in the knockouts or in the final leg of the tournament. So I think a couple of years earlier as well, they lost in the
Yeah,
playoffs. So they have to think very hard about this, how to
yeah,
get over the line when you are in the knockout stage of the tournament. So yeah, a lot of things to discuss amongst Sangakara, Sanju Samson, and the management.
yeah. Because as we both know, I mean, IPL is such a hard tournament. You rarely get a chance to play a qualifier to or an IPL final. Look at Virat Kohli. He has been trying
Yes.
for his entire career without getting IPL trophy. So it becomes really hard, and hopefully Rajasthan do find themselves in this situation next season as well and play the finals. But they had a dream run this year, and though they fell short right at the end, still they're the third best team of this league, and they should go out of this tournament with their head held high. But yeah,
Yeah.
there was a lot more to offer and a lot more that they could have taken with them to their home if their batsmen just kept a bit of calm in this match.
Yeah, and they have the chance of righting the wrongs with the upcoming mega auction, and they can fill the gaps wherever they fell short in this match, like a good substitute for Josh Butler. Even better if it's an Indian, so that they don't have to uh, rely on the restrictions of four foreign players. So they have a lot to think about.
Yeah, yeah. So um, moving on to, I mean, we're gonna talk about the final in detail in the next episode, but just your initial thoughts about what do you think? How do SRH and KKR match up? This is gonna be a revenge match for SRH certainly.
Definitely, it has added a lot more context because it's a repeat of the qualifier one, and now it's a payback time for KKR. But I still think KKR is a more balanced side than Hyderabad, and they would be they are more experienced in playing at the grounds like Chepauk Stadium, and also they have an advantage, like Travis Head. It would be difficult for Travis Head to keep calm during the mid-start spell, because he would also be out there to showcase his authority, and that's how you commit mistakes. So a
Yeah,
lot to expect. There are a lot of matchups. It's Sunil Narayan versus Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Sunil Narayan versus Pat Cummins, and then there are Travis Head versus Travis Shake versus Mitchell Stark there. So a lot of interesting matchups, and yeah, a good game. It would be a really
yeah,
good game of cricket because
yeah.
both are coming off from the wins they got in the knockout tournaments, and it would be a game to watch out for.
Certainly. I'm so looking forward to this. This has been an amazing journey this year's IPL for the teams. The matches have been so good, and even for us, we have been covering this season through and through, and uh, enjoyed it thoroughly. And to go ahead and watch this final on the coming Sunday with two teams, I think, who deserve to have their spot. It's gonna be a great game, and yeah, looking forward to it. Any last word, Divyansh?
Yeah, looking forward to this final, and also requesting all our subscribers and viewers to keep tuning in to this. And very shortly, we are going to bring the preview of final, the matchups against individuals, and who would fare better in what kind of conditions. Has is the toss really have a great role to play in the finals. It will all be there in our next episode for the finals preview. So keep watching,
Yeah.
keep subscribing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Have a great day.
and also huge congratulations and huge thank you to each one of us in the Cricket Castaway family. Like we have reached 500 subscribers. It's amazing. I mean, in such a quick time, in a month and a half, which is great. So I think it's just a request to fellow subscribers. If you're liking the content, please share your views in the comments and keep liking the videos. And yeah, that's it. This is Nishant and Divyansh, and see you in the next one.
Thank you. Thank you.